The festive lunch will not take place this year as Her Majesty wanted to lead by example, and act with caution to protect her loved ones, who were due at Windsor Castle next week. She believes gathering up to 40 members of her extended family is too risky because of the danger of the Omicron variant ruining the season for her relatives. She had been keen to press ahead with both events, especially as this will be her first Christmas without Prince Philip. But she changed her mind yesterday as the UK reported a record 88,376 cases, fueled by the rapidly transmitted Omicron, but there were 146 deaths. The Queen, 95, had invited wider family members, including her cousins and their children, her late sister Princess Margaret's branch of the family, as well as her own children, grandchildren and great-grandchildren. And she feared all of their Christmases might be put at risk if the dinner went ahead and someone went on to test positive for the virus. A source said, "The decision is a precautionary one as it was felt to put too many people's Christmas arrangements at risk if it went ahead. While there is regret that it is cancelled, there is a belief it is the right thing to do." The same source said of the traditional Christmas trip to Sandringham, "All plans continue to be under review." The Queen's decision closely reflects advice from government scientists, who have been urging the public to exercise caution in the run-up to Christmas to give themselves the best chance of being able to spend Christmas Day with family. England's Chief Medical Officer, Professor Chris Whitty, has advised people to prioritise events that really matter to them. He told MPs on the Commons Health and Social Care Select Committee, "People want to protect the time that is most important to them. And that does therefore mean in practice, it is sensible for people to cut down on work or other interactions with people, including potentially social ones, which are less important to them so that they reduce their chances of catching COVID." But even the Queen's plans to celebrate Christmas Day with her closest family are also under review amid concerns about a smaller group of perhaps 15 or 20 members of the clan plus their staff and security gathering at Sandringham. Some seasoned royal watchers have predicted that she will decide to stay at Windsor as she did last year and travel to Sandringham in January for her customary winter visit. Joe Little, managing editor of Majesty magazine, is one of them. He said, "I just can't see her sitting down on Christmas Day with all 4 of her children and their families. Might it be better for her to stay at Windsor and go to Sandringham after Christmas?" The Queen has been keen to hold a much more normal festive season surrounded by her family than last year when she and Philip stayed at Windsor on their own with a small retinue of staff isolating with them. Prince William, 39, told the Royal Marsden's radio station, "Bringing the family together at Christmas time, it's always lovely because we're quite spread out doing our things. So we get very little time together. When my children meet up with my cousins' children they will have a wonderful time playing together. It's very special. So I look forward to that lots," he said. Having children made it a whole different ballgame of noise and excitement, but, in his discussion with children at the specialist cancer hospital, he also acknowledged the toll that COVID had taken on family Christmases. Asked what he would do if he were in charge of Christmas Day, he said, "I think I'd have to make sure everyone could enjoy it. So we have to bring everyone together, have a big party, and there would definitely be no COVID. And there certainly wouldn't be any cancer in the world if I was in charge for the day." See the latest COVID vaccine stats below and visit in your area for all the COVID vaccine latest. His grandmother and the rest of the family are concerned that anything they do reflects government advice and does not endanger others. If the Queen and her family do go to Sandringham, they must then decide whether to attend church on Christmas Day and whether the public should be allowed onto the estate to see them. Normally up to 2,000 people gather to watch the Queen arrive by car and the rest of the family walk from the house to St Mary Magdalene Church on the estate. Although government guidelines allow for that many people to gather without submitting COVID passes, the Queen's advisors are keen to avoid any suggestion that they have encouraged an event that spreads the virus. New guidelines for churches in England, requiring worshippers to wear face masks, apart from during singing and readings, have also raised doubts about whether the monarch will attend church on Christmas Day. In the past she has stayed away from church services when heightened safety restrictions have been in place. It is also not clear how mobile she is after her back sprain last month. Before that, she was restricted to light duties at Windsor on doctor's orders, since spending a night in hospital for preliminary investigations for an unexplained medical condition on October 20th. Buckingham Palace declined to comment last night. A second COVID Christmas certainly presents enough tricky decisions for the ordinary family, but the problems are multiplied for the Queen. She has to decide what is best for her personally, for her family and her employees. But she also has to reflect on what example she is setting to others, especially her loyal subjects. Her decision to cancel her traditional pre-Christmas lunch for up to 40 or even 50 relatives from her extended family is a personal one with their welfare in mind. But it is also a very public statement of intent, reflecting the developing message of caution from the government. Yet Boris Johnson has also been clear that he has no intention of banning families from gathering at Christmas. So the Queen will also have to weigh up that whatever she decides to do on December 25th will also be scrutinized by those on both sides of the debate, about how far we should limit our social contacts during the festive season. Her traditional Christmas Day broadcast, to the nation and Commonwealth, recorded this week, will no doubt be hailed as a morale booster for the public. But the Queen's health also has to be protected. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are said to be enjoying their lives as an independent family, having left the royal family in 2020. Makeup artist Daniel Martin spoke of his recent reunion with the Sussexes as they made an appearance in New York last month. He opened up on his recent work with the Sussexes, describing how relaxed they have been while going to various events. Mr. Martin told People magazine, "It was so much fun to have all of us back together again. It was chill and relaxed, like the gang was back together. Harry jokes around a lot, and Meghan is really funny. It was nice to have those belly laughs again. They are loving life as a family of four. They've struck a rhythm as a foursome." Harry and Meghan have been open about their struggles regarding their exit from the royal family. British writer Dame Hilary Mantel claimed in October 2020 that Meghan was too good to be true for the royal family, and hit out at the firm. She told Harper's Bazaar, "I think that Meghan was too good to be true. She was a smiling face in a dull institution, she cheered the nation up no end, or at least men and women of goodwill." Referring to the Duke and Duchess of Sussex TMS decision to step back as senior members of the royal family, she added, "I'm pleased that it TMS the marriage that TMS surviving and the connection with the monarchy that has to go, because I think almost all of us would have bet that if she left, she TMD have to leave alone. Though, none of us know the details of how this is going to work out." In May this year, Ms. Mantle also warned that the royal family is facing its endgame and won't outlast William. She told Telegraph magazine that there is no legitimate public interest in broadcasting events such as pictures of royal babies leaving hospital for the first time. Ms. Mantle added, "I think it's the endgame. I don't know how much longer the institution will go on. I'm not sure if it will outlast William. So I think it will be their last big era. No other family would be expected to parade a very elderly, newly widowed lady before the TV cameras, and yet it's taken for granted that's what will happen, just as it's taken for granted that a new royal mother will appear beaming on the hospital steps within a day of giving birth. There's no legitimate public interest behind it."